Welcome to SENS Talk. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host. Before we get started, please follow us on Twitter at SENSTalk_. For live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news. As well, please check out cjoint.ca and use code SENSTalk to get discounts on your Sanders tickets. Sorry I didn't make a video for the San Jose Sharks game. They lost 5-0. You guys knew that. Wasn't really needed to make a video there. Just an overall crap game. This game, trying to get at least 5 out of possible 14 points, needing to beat the worst team in the Eastern Conference tonight against the Buffalo Sabres. They are one spot below us as we're second last in the conference, in the Eastern Conference, third last in the league. We've really dropped, and we've lost 11 of the past 12. We've lost 4 in a row. Going to this game, if we lose this game somehow, it would be 5 in a row. And I don't see how Guy Boucher does not get fired if we lose this game. So, you know what? For Guy Boucher's life, let's see if the Sanders can get 2 points and keep themselves in the playoff race. Because this was one of their games that Buffalo's not playing. Boston's not playing tonight. So if you really want to make the playoffs, you got to win tonight, especially against a crap team like Buffalo. To the first period we go. Sanders start off pretty good. Get a few chances after allowing a few shots for Buffalo. Nothing after the first period, though, but Sanders looking good, but keep in mind it is Buffalo they're playing against. Second period we go. Brandon Pouliot goes right past the Sanders defenders. Enough weakly lets them by. And a crap goal. Backhand 5-hole on Mike Condon's 1-0 Buffalo, assisted by Scandella and Rasmus Ristolainen. That's a goal Condon needs to have. He didn't have that one, 1-0. But less than a minute later, Okposo makes it 2-0. O'Reilly and Georges with the assists. And it's a tire fire here. No zone coverage in front of the net like usual. Okposo gets his 5th. Condon's left to hang to dry. The defense doesn't help at all. Sanders are letting the team that's been shut out multiple times this season, like Ottawa, run the board. 7 minutes later, on the power play, a Kane one-timer puts it past Condon, his 14th of the year. Probably will be traded by the time this video is up, but Kane makes it 14 in the season for him. Third of the night for the Sabres. Assisted by Ristolainen and Jack Eichel to make it 3-0 Sabres. Sanders get a 5-on-3 chance. Couldn't get for the season, practically couldn't get anything going. And we go to the third period now with the Sanders season practically on the line. If you want to consider it not on the line already, they still technically have a chance, but I don't see how you can really make the playoffs if you lose to a team like Buffalo and you lose 12 out of 13. But 6:43 into the third period, Sanders starting to get some pressure on. Ceci hits both posts. Get the puck right back and puts it past his former teammate in Robin Lehner. Ottawa is down by 2 now on Ceci's third of the year, assisted by Mark Stone and Nate Thompson. Got the Sanders lineup rejuvenated. Got a few chances right after that, but the Sanders die down quickly. After that, Sanders got nothing going until the final minute. A shot from the point by Derek Brassard beats his 19 game goalless streak. Puts the Sanders back in it. It's 3-2 with 51 seconds to go on his 400th point in the National Hockey League. Sanders couldn't get anything else. They lose 3-2 to Buffalo. And that is the final line for the Sanders. That's it. There was reports. You guys know. I was going to make a video. You guys and girls know. There was reports about Carlson trade. There was reports about Hoffman, Pajot, Brassard, Ceci. Did I miss anyone? Hoffman being traded. It's a dumpster fire right now. It's a skilled lineup that should be good enough to be in the playoff conversation that has no confidence. Guy Boucher looks scared out of his mind during tonight's game against Buffalo. He knows. I saw a report by an analyst from TSN 1200, AJ something, I believe. He's a legitimate source. I heard him on TSN 1200 before. He said there's a meeting with Guy Boucher coming up on this week, and he's on very thin ice. And I don't know how much thinner. I don't know how he's not falling through the ice already. Something drastic needs to happen after a loss like this. They're back at it tomorrow against the Rangers, which is at 7 or 7:30. Will I be watching? Yes. Do I want to watch? Not really. But I'm here for the cause, I guess you can call it, to tell you how crappy we were playing. But yeah, I really don't see how Boucher survives another week as the Sanders head coach. And it's sad because the Sanders are like the Cleveland Browns of the NFL, of the NHL when it comes to goaltending. You know how the Browns always go through different QBs every season? It's kind of like Ottawa with the coaches. Cameron, Paul McLean, I forget the guy from 2012. And then we obviously this year Guy Boucher. You fire Guy Boucher, you replace him with presumably Mark Crawford. It's the same system, but it gives a different voice in the locker room. Maybe that helps the boys. It's the same thing like when the Bruins fired Claude Julien last year. Bruins made the playoffs, lost in the first round to Ottawa. Same thing with the Islanders. Fired Capiano, whatever his name was, and they, without Tavares for the last 20 games, were a point out of the playoffs. So maybe that's what the Senators need. I really don't see how Boucher survives another week with Ottawa at this point. This is 12 out of 13 games lost. You're going the season way out in right field now to make the playoffs. You have a below 5% chance of making the playoffs. You lost to the worst team in the league after Arizona tonight. You can't score. There's no goaltending. The goaltending is below 900. The defense is horrible. How many shots did they give up on Buffalo? They outshot a team for once, but remember it's Buffalo. There's really no fixes you can make. This is a season where the Senators need to look at their team, see what the problems are, which is very clear. Anderson's old. You need a new goalie. Cody Ceci, you should trade him. Get a top 6 pick. You have problems all throughout the lineup. The depth is a huge problem. Chris Weidman was a bigger injury than people anticipated, as well as Mark Borietzky. There's a lot of things wrong with the team. Now, where to fix it? You don't go through a rebuild like people are saying. You go through a retool where you keep your core of Karlsson, which I do believe the Senators will resign because Melnyk is cheap, but he's not a stupid man, and he knows if he wants to get butts in the seat in the Canadian Tire Center, losing Erik Karlsson will not help that at all. He knows Karlsson's the only reason fans are coming to games now. He knows he needs to re-sign Karlsson. He's going to do whatever it takes. Now, that probably means shipping out a couple of contracts because we're a budget team. But we are, in my opinion, going to be able to sign Erik Karlsson. I'm worried about it, but I'm not as worried as some people, if you get what I'm saying. So you build your core around Karlsson. Hopefully we could re-sign Duchesne. Obviously Stone. I believe in Hoffman. Keep Hoffman. And then you got Shabbat. I believe Shabbat is in the core now. Besides that, everyone else. Even Jean-Gabriel Pajot, even Derek Brassard. It's a retool. They should be available. Cody Ceci definitely available. You have prospects like Schlappick and Colin White in the system. And Yaros and stuff. So those are 3 players automatically right there that can replace. Bring in the young guns, see what they can do, see what you got. It's kind of like Geno Smith with another NFL analogy, like Geno Smith replacing Eli Manning, see what you got kind of thing. But no, the Senators need to go, not through a rebuild, need to go through a retool. This is a season where I want them to make the playoffs. I want them to make the playoffs every year, and I think they have the team that could compete in the playoffs. But the Senators, at this point, probably won't make the playoffs. And going on a run will just hurt their draft lottery odds. What's the point of that? You can get a top 5 pick at this rate, which would be perfect. Trade out some of your big contracts. You need to somehow get rid of Bobby Ryan. Keep Phaneuf. He's a mentor, but get rid of Bobby Ryan. So any way you can. And then just retool around the core of, like I said, Hoffman, Duchesne, if you can re-sign them, Stone and Karlsson and Shabbat. That's your core, in my opinion. And you just need to build around it. You got young prospects, and let's see if they can do that, because drastic changes, in my opinion, need to happen after a loss like this to Buffalo, where it started off as a small losing streak, has turned into a horrid month and a half, I believe, or a month and a bit. They've only won 2 out of 14 games or something, and there's no light at the end of the tunnel for this horrid streak. Their next game is tomorrow against the Rangers, and I hope you guys watch. I appreciate the support through all this. But no, the Senators are in a deep amount of trouble. Guy Boucher is on the clock to be fired. Pierre Dorion, there's a whole dumpster fire around the NHL Senators right now, with the Karlsson situation, with Melnyk potentially selling the team. They need to address this, and I don't like it to think the Senators will make the playoffs, but it's the only smart decision now to not make the playoffs this year at this point, unless you make a miraculous run like the Hamburglar, because this is going to hurt your chances to build a better team for next year. You want a top 5 pick? There's no reason to make a run for the playoffs now because most likely you will miss the playoffs. There's only one spot and you're competing with Montreal and Boston for that spot. So you might as well get a top 5 pick. Somehow keep Carlson and keep the contracts you need. Get rid of the other contracts and draft well for once. And after that, we'll see what happens. But this is a season where you need to take a look. It's kind of like 2010 where the Senators need to take a look at what's available in their farm system, what prospects they got. Get rid of their big contracts where they got rid of like Chris Kelly, Mike Fisher and stuff. Remember in 2010 they did that all like in one day. So yeah, get rid of these players like Brassard. Get some value, young value back. Build your team around for the next future wave to come. I'm not calling a rebuild, but a retool is needed for sure. And you know what? I wonder if we will see Guy Boucher as the head coach of the Senators tomorrow night when they take on the Rangers. So I guess we'll have to see that. Let's get to the team stats. Face-off, 29 wins for the Senators, 61.7%, 37.8% for the Buffalo Sabres, 17. Ottawa went for 0 for 3 on the power play, and the Sabres were 1 for 2 thanks to Kane's one-timer goal. Hits were 21-17 Sabres, and shots 26-25 Ottawa. The SENS YouTube star of the night, I guess was Matt Duchene. He looked good all game. Had almost a nice pass to Stone where he was like a baseball bat. But yeah, there's not a lot to talk about here. Not a good game at all. And I'm not even angry anymore. I'm just very disappointed how the season really took a huge, really went downhill. So I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow. See you guys and girls tomorrow. Happy Hanukkah to everyone that's celebrating. Thank you all for watching. So please click right here for our season playlist, right here for our most recent upload, and right here to subscribe to us. Please follow us on Twitter at SENSTalk_. For live updates of the games and, of course, breaking news, please like us on Facebook at SENSTalk. Add to search circles on Google Plus SENSTalk. Click the big red button down there. Subscribe to us. Like this video. Share this video. Every circle stuff. Check out our website, SENSTalkCentral.com. And our sponsor, cjohn.ca. You get discounts on Senators tickets with the code SENSTalk. So thank you all for watching. Appreciate your support. I'll see you tomorrow night when the Senators take on the New York Rangers in Ottawa. I'll see you then. Go Sens go.